च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश कारिणे जयो जयो श्री चैतन्य जयो नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna. So today is the final day of the Rath Yatra festivity, and Manini Mataji yesterday she called me to say that she will be going to Puri today to participate in the return Rath Yatra. So the Ratha, the chariot of Lord Jagannath, returns from Gundicha Mandir back to Sri Mandir, and what we are seeing in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the beautiful exchange between Lord Chaitanya and Lord Jagannath. Srila Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj says that this very mystical form of Lord Jagannath is Madhure Rasa Ghanayita Murti. It is the very, very condensed form, the personification of the condensed form of the conjugal love, the love between Srimati Radharani and Krishna. So what is Lord Jagannath? Lord Jagannath is Krishna feeling separation of Srimati Radharani. This is Radha Viraha Vidur Bhav. And Lord Chaitanya is Krishna in the mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani, who is feeling separation from Krishna. So much exchange is there, and we are continuing this loving exchange between Srimati Radharani and Krishna, or in the form of Lord Jagannath and Lord Caitanya. So we continue. Nahi gopi yogeshwara pad kamala tumhar ध्यान करी पाइबे संतोष तोमार वाक्या परिपति तारे मध्य कुटी नाटी सुनी गोपी रे और बड़े रोष. So we see Srimati Radharani. She is complaining, she is saying the gopis are not like the mystic yogis. They will never be satisfied simply by meditating on your lotus feet and imitating the so-called yogis. Teaching the gopis about meditation is another kind of duplicity. What is the word? Putinati. When they are instructed to undergo mystic yoga practice, they are not at all satisfied. On the contrary, they become more and more angry with you. This is when Uddhav came and tried to pacify the gopis. Srila Prabhupada comments in the purport, Prabodhanand Saraswati has stated in Chaitanya Chandramrit 5, Kevalyam narkayate Tridasha purakash pushpayate Duranta indriya kal sarpa Patali protkathadam strayate Vishwam purna sukhayate विधि महेन्द्रादेश कीटयते यत्करुणया कटाक्ष वैभवावन्तं ताम गौरम एव स्तुमा. For a pure devotee who has realized Krishna consciousness through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the monistic philosophy is trying to become one, by which one becomes one with the Supreme appears hellish. Kaivalyam Narpayata. The mystic yoga practice by which the mind is controlled and the senses are subjugated also appears ludicrous to a pure devotee. The devotee's mind and senses are already engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. In this way, the poisonous effects of sensory activities are removed. If one's mind is always engaged in the service of the Lord, there is no possibility that one will think, feel, or act materially. Similarly, the fruitive worker's attempt to attain to the heavenly planets is nothing more than a phantasmagoria for a devotee. After all, the heavenly planets are material, and in due course of time, they all will be dissolved. Devotees do not care for such temporary things. They engage in transcendental devotional activities because they desire elevation to the spiritual world, where they can live eternally and peacefully and with full knowledge of Krishna. In Vrindavan, the gopis, cowherd boy, and even the cows, trees, and water are fully conscious of Krishna. They are never satisfied with anything but Krishna. देहा स्मृति नाही यार संसार कूप कहाँ तर तहाँ होते ना चाहे उदार विरह समुद्र जले काम तिमिंगले गिले गोप गने नाही तार पार. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radharani. The gopis have fallen into the great ocean of separation and are being devoured by the Timingla fish of their ambition to serve you. The gopis are to be delivered from the mouth of these Timingla fish, for they are pure devotees. Since they have no material conception of life, why should they aspire for liberation? What did Prabodhananda Saraswati compare liberation to? Narakayate. Kaivalyam Narakayate. The gopis do not want liberation desired by yogis and jnanis, for they are already liberated from the ocean of material existence. I will not read the purport. Vrindavana Govardhana Yamuna Pulina Vana Sei Kunje Rasa Dikalila Sei Vrajera Vraja Jana Mata Pita Bandhu Gana Bada Chitra Kemane Pasarila. So who all are lamenting? All the residents of Vrindavan. It is amazing that you have forgotten the land of Vrindavan and how it is that you have forgotten your father, mother and friends. How have you forgotten Govardhan Hill, the banks of the Yamuna and the forest where you enjoyed the Ras Leela dance? Vidagdha mridu shadaguna sushila snigdha karun Tumi tomar nahi dosha bhasha तबे ये तुम्हारा मना नाही स्मरे व्रज जना से अमर दुर्देवा विलास. See how deeply the mood of Srimati Radharani, Lord Chaitanya is exhibiting. Krishna, you are certainly a refined gentleman with all good qualities. You are well behaved, soft hearted, and merciful. I know that there is not even a tinge of fault to be found in you. Yet your mind does not even remember the inhabitants of Vrindavan. This is only my misfortune and nothing else. Nagani apana dukha dekhi vrajeshwari mukha vrajajanera hridaye vidare किबा हमारे ब्रजवासी किबा जिया ब्रजसी केने जियाओ दुखे सहे बारे. I do not care for my personal unhappiness. But when I see the morose face of Mother Yashoda, what is Mother Yashoda? Brajeshwari Mukha. And the hearts of all the inhabitants of Vrindavan breaking because of you, I wonder whether you want to kill them all or do you want to enliven them by coming there? Why are you simply keeping them alive in a state of suffering? तुम्हारी ये अन्य वेश अन्य संग अन्य देश व्रज जन कभु नाही भाया व्रज भूमि छाड़ी ते नार्य तोमा ना देखिले मरे व्रज जन के हो बे उपाया. The inhabitants of Vrindavan do not want you dressed like a prince. तुम्हारी ये अन्य वेश अन्य संग अन्य देश. Nothing is acceptable to the Vrajavasis. They do not want you to be dressed like a prince, nor do they want you to associate with great warriors in a different country. They cannot leave the land of Vrindavan, and without your presence, they are all dying. What is their condition to be? Tumi brajera jivan, braja rajer prana dhana. Tumi brajera sakala sampada. कृपाद्र तोमार मन आसी जियाओ व्रज जन व्रजे उदाओ करो निज पाद. My dear Krishna, you are the life and soul of Vrindavan. You are especially the life of Nand Maharaj. You are the only opulence in the land of Vrindavan and you are very merciful. Please come and let all the residents of Vrindavan live. Kindly keep your lotus feet again in Vrindavan. This is the deepest feeling of pulling the chariot to Gundicha or Vrindavan. This is inviting Krishna back to Vrindavan. Very beautiful. You are the life and soul of Vrindavan. You are the only opulence in the land of Vrindavan, life of Nanda Maharaj. Please come and let all the residents of Vrindavan live. Because in your absence, everyone is dying in the pain of separation. Please keep your lotus feet again in Vrindavan. Srimati Radharani did not express her personal unhappiness at being separated from Krishna. She wanted to evoke Krishna's feeling for the condition of all others in Vrindavan Dham. Mother Yashoda, Maharaj Nand, the cowherd boys, the gopis, the birds and the bees on the banks of the Yamuna, the water of the Yamuna, the trees, the forest and all other paraphernalia associated with Krishna before he left Vrindavan for Mathura. These feelings of Srimati Radharani were manifested by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and therefore he invited Lord Jagannath Krishna to return to Vrindavan. That is the purport of the Rath Yatra car going to Jagannath Puri to the Gundicha temple. When we are celebrating the Rath Yatra festival, we should know what is the mood, what is the meditation. This is the mood and the meditation of inviting Lord Krishna or Lord Jagannath to come to Vrindavan. But for that we have to make our heart as pure as Vrindavan. Then we can invite him to come. Suniya Radhika Vani Vraja Prema Mane Ani Have Vyakulita Dehamana व्रज लोके प्रेम सुनी आपन आके ऋणी मानी करे कृष्ण तारे आश्वासन. After Lord Krishna heard Srimati Radharani's statement, his love for the inhabitants of Vrindavan was evoked and his body and mind became very much perturbed. After hearing of their love for him, he immediately thought of himself to be always indebted to the residents of Vrindavan. Then Krishna began to pacify Srimati Radharani as follows. This is Jagannath speaking. Prane priye suno mora ei satya vachana tuma sabar smara churon mui ratri dine मोर दुख ना जाने कौन जाने. So now Lord Jagannath in the form of Krishna is opening his heart. What is he saying? My dearest Srimati Radharani, please hear me. I am speaking the truth. I cry day and night simply upon remembering all you inhabitants of Vrindavan. But see my misfortune. No one knows how unhappy this makes me. And to whom should I show my feelings? It is said, Vrindavanam parityajya padamekam nagachati. In one sense, Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha, does not even take one step away from Vrindavan. However, in order to take up various duties, Krishna had to leave Vrindavan. He had to go to Mathura to kill Kamsa, and then he was taken by his father to Dwarka, where he was busy with state affairs and disturbances created by demons. Krishna was away from Vrindavan. He was not at all happy, as he plainly disclosed to Srimati Radharani. She is the dearmost life and soul of Sri Krishna, and he expressed his mind to her as follows. व्रजवासी यता जना माता पिता सखा गना सबे होए मोरा प्राण समा तार मध्य गोपी गना साक्षात मोरा जीवन तुम्ही मोरा जीवनेरा जीवन. Sri Krishna continued, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan Dham, my mother, father, cowherd boyfriend and everything else are like my life and soul. And among all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, the gopis are very life and soul. And among the gopis, you, Srimati Radharani, are the chief. Therefore, you are the very life of my life. You, to me, Jivan era Jivan. You are the life of my life. Srimati Radharani is the center of all Vrindavan's activities. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan still chant Jai Radhe. From Krishna's own statement given herein, it appears that Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan and that Krishna is simply her decoration. Krishna is known as Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, but Srimati Radharani is the enchanter of Krishna. Consequently, Srimati Radharani is called Madan Mohan Mohini, the enchanter of Cupid. তোমা সবার প্রেম রসে আমাকে করিলে বসে আমি তোমার অধীনা কেবলা তোম সব চন্দন আমা দূর দেশে লায়া রাখিয়াছে দুর্দেব প্রবল. My dear Radharani, I am always subservient to the loving affairs of all of you. Ami tomar adhina. I am always subservient to the loving affairs of all of you. I am under your control only. My separation from you and residence in a distant place have occurred due to my strong misfortune. Durdeva. Priya Priya Sangahina, Priya Priya Sangavina, Nahi Jiye Satya Pramana. मोरा दशा सुने आवे तारा ई दशा हवे এই ভয় দুহে রাখে প্রাণ. When a woman is separated from the man she loves, or a man is separated from his beloved woman, neither of them can live. It is a fact that they live only for each other. For if one dies and the other hears of it, he or she will die also. Sei sati premavati premavan sei pati viyogi ye vanche priya hite nagane apana dukha vanche priya jana sukha sei dui mile acharite. Such a loving chaste wife and a loving husband desire all welfare for each other in separation and do not care for personal happiness. Desiring only each other's well-being, such a pair certainly meets again without delay. रखिते तुम्हारा जीवन सेवी आमी नारायण तारे शक्ते असी नीति नीति तोमासने क्रीड़ा करी नीति यही यदुपुरी ताहा तुम्हें माना मोरा स्फुरीति. You are my dear most, you are my most dear, and I know that in my absence you cannot live for a moment. Just to keep you living, I worship Lord Narayan. This is Krishna's plea. By his merciful potency, I came to Vrindavan every day to enjoy pastimes with you. I then returned to Dwarka Dham. Thus, you can always feel my presence there in Vrindavan. मोरा भाग्य मो विषय तोमार ये प्रेमा है सेई प्रेमा परम प्रबल लुकानामी अने संग कराय तोमासने प्रकटेहानि बेसतवार. Our loving affairs are more powerful because of my good fortune in receiving Narayan's grace. This allows me to come here, come there, unseen by others. I hope that very soon I will be visible to everyone. Krishna has two kinds of presence, prakata and aprakata, manifest and unmanifest. These are identical for the sincere devotee. Even if Krishna is not physically present, the devotee's constant absorption in the affairs of Krishna makes him always present. This is confirmed in Brahma Samhita. Due to his intense love, the pure devotee always sees Lord Krishna present within his heart. Yadarvera vipaksha yata dushta kamsa paksha tahami kailun sabshaya आछे दुई चारी जना ताहा मारी वृंदावना एलामे आमी जानिया निश्चय. I have already killed all the mischievous demons who are enemies of the Yadu dynasty, and I have also killed Kamsaha and his allies. But there are 2 or 4 demons still living. I want to kill them, and after doing so, I shall very soon return to Vrindavan. Please know this for certain. So this is Krishna's plea. সেই শত্রু ঘনা হইতে ব্রজ জন রখাইতে रही राज्य उदासीन होया ये स्त्री पुत्र दाहे करी राज्य अवरणे यदुगणे संतोष लागिया. I wish to protect the inhabitants of Vrindavan from the attacks of my enemies. That is why I remain in my kingdom. Otherwise, I am indifferent to my royal position. Whatever wives, sons, and wealth I maintain in the kingdom are only for the satisfaction of Yadus. Tomari prema guna kare ame akarshana ani be ama dine dasha vaishe puna asi vrindavane braja vadhu tomasane vilasi ve rajani dvivase. Your loving qualities always attract me to Vrindavan. Indeed, they will bring me back within 10 or 20 days. Ama dine dasha bisha, within 10 or 20 days. And when I return, I shall enjoy both day and night with you and all the damsels of Radhubhumi. Keta tare kahi Krishna vraje yaite satrishna eka shloka padi sunaila. से श्लोक सुनी राधा खंडिले सकल बाधा कृष्ण प्राप्ते प्रतीति होइला. While speaking to Srimati Radharani, Krishna became very anxious to return to Vrindavan. He made her listen to a verse which banished all her difficulties and which assured her that she would again attain Krishna. Very beautiful verse. Very, very beautiful verse. Mai bhaktir hi bhutana amritvay kalpate dishtayayad asin mat sneho bhavati namadapana. This is a verse to memorize. Very deep message. Krishna tells the gopis, and amongst the gopis, the prominent Srimati Radharani, that my bhaktir hi bhutana. Lord Krishna said, devotional service unto me is the only way to attain me. My dear gopis, whatever love and affection you have attained for me by your good fortune is the only reason for my returning to you. This is for all our sadhakas also. That Krishna is saying here, my bhaktir hi bhutanam amritvaya kalpate. To enter into existence of eternity, eternal life, there is only one possibility. And what is that? Is the process of my bhakti, is the process of performing loving devotional service. Prabhupada says 9 kinds of devotional service, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam. And Prabhupada says here Amritvaya for becoming eternal associates of the Lord. So one is performing this Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam. To that extent, he is becoming an eternal associate of the Lord. And is invoking all good fortune. What is that good fortune? Is Asit Mat Sneha, to invoke loving sentiments for Krishna. This is the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:82-44. This is spoken by Krishna again to the gopis when they are in Kurukshetra. This is Kurukshetra Milan. This is the Rath Yatra, the foundation of the Rath Yatra. এই সব অর্থ প্রভু স্বরূপের সনে রাত্রি দিনে ঘরে বাসি করে আস্বাদনে. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sit in his room with Swarup Damodar, where in Gambhira, and taste the topics of these verses day and night. नित्य काले से ही भावे अविष्ट होया श्लोका पड़ी नाचे जगन्नाथ मुख छाया. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced completely absorbed in aesthetic emotion. While looking at the face of Lord Jagannath, he danced and recited these verses. Swarupa Gosaira Bhagya Naya Evarnana Prabhu Teya Vishtayara Kaya Vakyamana. No one can describe the good fortune of Swarup Damodar Goswami, for he is always absorbed in the service of the Lord with his body, mind, and words. Swarupera Indriye Prabhu Nijindriya Gana Avishtoya Kare Gana Swadana. See, very important. This is what a devotee is in oneness with the Lord. The senses of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are identical with the senses of Swarup Damodar. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to become fully absorbed in tasting the singing of Swarup Damodar. Bhavera Vesha Kabhu Bhumi Te Vashiya Tarjani Te Bhumi Chikhe. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sometimes sit on the ground and looking down would write on the ground with his finger. Angulite Shata Habe Jani Damodara Bhai Nij Kare Ni Virahe Prabhu Kara. Fearing that the Lord would injure his finger by writing in this way, Swarup Damodar checked him with his own hand. Prabhura Bhavana Rupa Swarupera Gana Yabe Yei Rasa Tatha Kare Murti Mana. Swarup Damodar used to sing exactly according to the ecstatic emotions of the Lord. Whenever a particular mellow was being tasted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar would personally personify it by singing. श्री जगन्नाथेरा देखी श्रीमुख कमल ताहा रहो पारे सुंदर नयना युगल. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looked upon the beautiful lotus-like face and eyes of Lord Jagannath. सूर्येरा किरण मुख करे झलमल माल्य वस्त्र दिव्य अलंकार परिमल. Lord Jagannath was garlanded, dressed with nice garments, and adorned with beautiful ornaments. His face was glittering from the rays of sunshine, and the entire atmosphere was fragrant. प्रभुरा हृदय आनंद सिंधु उठा लीला उन्माद झंझाहा वतत दर्शन उथिला. An ocean of transcendental bliss expanded in the heart of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and symptoms of madness immediately intensified like a hurricane. आनंद उन्माद उठाए भाव रत रंग नाना भाव सैन्य उपाजिला युद्ध रंग. The madness of transcendental bliss created waves of various emotions. The emotion appears like opposing soldiers waging a fight. Bhavodoye bhava shanti sandhi sabalya sanchari satvika sthai swabhava prabalya. There was an increase in all the natural emotional symptoms. Thus there were awakening emotions, peacefulness, joy, mixed transcendental and prevalent emotions, and impetuousness for emotions. प्रभुर शरीर येना शुद्ध हिमाचला भाव पुष्प द्रोमता है पुष्पिता सकल. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body appeared like a transcendental Himalaya mountain, bearing ecstatic emotional flower tree, and all of them blooming. देखिते आकर्षाए साबार चित्त मना प्रेमामृत वर्तिष्ये प्रभु सींचे साबारा मना. The sight of all these symptoms attracted everyone's mind and consciousness. Indeed, the Lord sprinkled everyone's mind with nectar of transcendental love of Godhead. जगन्नाथ सेवक यथा राजपात्र गण यात्रिका लोक नीला चलवासी यथ जना. He sprinkled the mind of the servants of Lord, the government officers, the pilgrim visitors. प्रभुर नित्य प्रेम देखी होए चमत्कार कृष्ण प्रेम उच्चाईला Krishna Prema Ucha Leela Hridaya Savara. Upon seeing the dancing and ascetic love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone became astonished with their hearts, and they became infatuated with love of Krishna. Premanache gaye loka kare kola hala Prabhura nitya dekhi sabe ananda vivala. Everyone danced and chanted in excessive love, and great noise resounded. Everyone was overwhelmed with transcendental bliss just to see the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Annera ki kaya Jagannatha haladhara Prabhura nitya dekhi sukhe chalila mathara. Apart from the others, even Lord Jagannath and Lord Balaram, with great happiness, began to move very slowly upon seeing the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. प्रभु सुखे नृत्य रंगा देखे रथा राखी से कौटुके ये दिल खिला से तारा साक्षी. Lord Jagannath and Lord Balram sometimes stopped the car and happily observed Lord Chaitanya's dancing. Anyone who was able to see them stop and watch the dancing bore witness to their pastimes. हे माता प्रभु नित्य करिते भ्रमिते प्रताप रुद्रे रागे लागिला पंडिते. When Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing and wandering in this way, he fell down in front of Maharaj Pratap Rudra. संभार में प्रताप रुद्रा प्रभु के धरिला ताहा के देखिते प्रभु बाह्य ज्ञान होइला. Maharaj Pratap Rudra picked up Lord with great respect. But upon seeing the king, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to external senses. Raja dekhi Mahaprabhu करे ना धिक्कार छी छी विषय रस स्पर्शा होइला हमार. Upon seeing the king, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu condemned himself, saying, "Oh, how pitiful it is that I have touched a person who is interested in mundane affairs. आवेशेते नित्यानंद न होइला सावधाने काशीश्वर गोविंदा छिला स्थाने." Not even Lord Nityanand Prabhu, Kashishwar or Govinda took care of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he fell down. Nityanand was in great ecstasy and Kashishwar and Govinda were elsewhere. यद्यपि राजेरा देखी हदि रसे बने प्रसन्न होना अच्छे तारे मिली बारे बने. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already been satisfied by the king's behavior. For the king had accepted the service of a sweeper for Lord Jagannath. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually desired to see the king. तथापि अपने गने करिते सावधान भाई किछु रोष भाषे कैला भगवान. However, just to warn his personal associates, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, externally expressed feelings of anger. प्रभुरा वचन राजे मन होइला भया सर्वभौम कहे तुम्ही ना करा संशया. King Pratap Rudra became frightened when Lord Chaitanya showed external anger. But Sarva Bhattacharya told the king, "Don't worry. तुम्हारे उपारे प्रभु सुप्रसन्न मना तुम्हारे लक्ष्य करी सिखाए ना निज गना." Very beautiful. Sarva Bhattacharya informed the king, "The Lord is very satisfied with you. तुम्हारे ऊपर प्रभु रा सुप्रसन्न मना." Very beautiful. He is not prasanna, he is suprasanna. How? In his heart, in his mind. The Lord is very satisfied with you. By pointing you out, he was teaching his personal associates how to behave with mundane people. Although outwardly the king was a mundane man interested in money and women, internally he was purified by devotional activities. He showed by his engaging as a street sweeper to please Lord Jagannath. A person may appear to be pound and shilling man, interested in money and women. But if he is actually very meek and humble and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is not mundane. Such a judgment can be made only by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and is very confidential to the things. As a general principle, however, no devotee should intimately mix with mundane people interested in money and women. What is the principle? What is the verse? What is the verse that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given on this principle? Asat sang tyag ei Vaishnavacha. Stri sanga ek asadhu. This is very important. Asat sang tyag. To give up the association of non-devotees. A general principle, however, is no devotee should intimately mix with mundane people interested in money and wealth. अवसर जानी आमी करिबे निवेदना सेई काले ये करिहा प्रभुरा मिलना. Sarvam Bhattacharya continued, "I shall submit your petition when there is an opportune moment. It will then be easy for you to come and meet the Lord." तबे महाप्रभु रथा प्रदक्षिणा करिया रथ पाछे यही ठेले रथ माथा दिया. After circumambulating Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went behind the car, that is the Rath, and began pushing it with his head. थेला थेली थेली चलीला रथा हदा हदा करी चतुर्दिके लोग सब बोले हरि हरि. As soon as he pushed the car, immediately started to move, making a rattling noise. The people all around began to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hari Hari. तबे प्रभु निज भक्त गाना लाए संगा बलदेव सुभद्रा रे आग्रे नित्य करे रंगा. As the car began to move, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his personal associates in front of the car, occupied with Lord Balram and Subhadra, the goddess of fortune. Greatly inspired, he then began to dance in front of them. तहा नित्य करी जगन्नाथ आगे आइला जगन्नाथ देखी नित्य करीते लागिला. After finishing the dance before Lord Baldev and Subhadra, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came before Lord Jagannath's car. Upon seeing Lord Jagannath, he began to dance again. चलिया आइला रथा बालागंडी स्थाने जगन्नाथ रथ राखी देखा देखी वामे. When they reached the place called Balagandi, Lord Jagannath stopped his car and began to take left and right. Vame Viprasashana Nari Kelavat and Dakshinate Pushpodhyang. On the left side, Lord Jagannath saw a neighborhood of Brahmanas and a coconut tree grove. On the right side, he saw a nice flower garden resembling those the holy place of Vrindavan. आगे नित्य करे गौरा लाए भक्त गना रथ राखी जगन्नाथ करे न दर्शन. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees were dancing in front of the car, and Lord Jagannath, having stopped the car, watching the dance. से स्थाने भोग लागे अच्छा नियम काटी भोग जगन्नाथ करे आस्वादन. So this is the tradition. When the Lord is on the chariot, lot of offerings are made. It was customary that food be offered to the Lord at that place. What is that place? Who is hearing very attentively? Where is Lord Jagannath now? Anyone who answers will get the full result of seeing Rath Yatra. Ramya is claiming that she has caught it. What about others? Yes, Priyanka or Ravindra or both? How many of you have Chaitanya Charitamrita in your hands? Anyone? Are you reading Chaitanya Charitamrita together? I gave you sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita, I remember. Yes or no? Dashil? अरे बोलो, I think I gifted you one set of Chaitanya Charitamrita to both of you. तो क्या करना है उसको? क्या डिपॉजिट किया है क्या फिक्स डिपॉजिट में बैंक में? किधर है वो बुक? दिखाओ. हाथ में है? आप लोग के हाथ में नहीं है तो किधर है? किधर रखा है आपने? बुक किधर है दयाशील?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्णा.
नहीं निकाला.
हाँ,
नहीं निकाला हुआ अभी.
अभी वो वैसे ही पैक पड़ा हुआ है. हाँ, अरे मूर्खों, जब इतने दिनों से हम ये रथ यात्रा ऐसे ही कर रहे हैं क्या? बोलो प्रियंका, कौन सी स्थान पे है?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी बड़गंडी.
हाँ, बालागंडी. क्या है बालागंडी?
बड़ागंडी में वो कोकोनट ग्रुप्स है
हम्म,
और एक विलेज है जो ब्राह्मण ऐसे रहते
अच्छा। और क्या होगा? वहां भोग लगेगा, जगन्नाथ जी को भोग लगेगा। और कुछ याद स्मरण है बालागंडी से? रम्या बोलो।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, बालागंडी में राइट साइड में जो ब्राह्मणों का विलेज है और कोकोनट ग्रुप है, और लेफ्ट साइड में जो है पुष्पो उद्यान है, जहाँ
कौन सा
शिव की
पुष्प है?
पुष्प
वृंदावन गार्डन्स है।
वृंदावन गार्डन।
दे आर ऑल वृंदावन गार्डन्स। तू क्या सुन रहा है भैया पुरुषोत्तम? हाँ, अभी नींद में है, ऑफिस में है। आके नहाते हो नहीं आते हो? आके नहाए? नहीं नहाए, शक्ल बता रही है नहीं नहाए हो।
नहीं।
इतना आलस ठीक नहीं है। ऑफिस से आने के बाद जरूर स्नान करना चाहिए, नहीं तो तुम कहाँ एंटर करोगे डिवोशनल लाइफ में, कहाँ होगे? तो ऑफिस की कॉन्शियसनेस कैरी फॉरवर्ड करेगी। कितना मिनट लगता है? खाली 5 मिनट लगता है, 2 बाल्टी पानी गिरा लो, नहा लो। It was customary that food be offered to the Lord at that place. Indeed, innumerable dishes of food were offered, and Lord Jagannath tasted each one of them. तो भगवान जगन्नाथ जब भी रथ पे जाते हैं तो ये जरूर है कि उनको भोग लगना चाहिए। जगन्नाथ तेरा छोटा बड़ा यथा भक्त गना, सुनो, जगन्नाथ तेरा छोटा बड़ा यथा भक्त गना, निज निज उत्तम भोग करे समर्पण। All kinds of devotees of Lord Jagannath. कौन कौन? छोटा बड़ा, from neophyte to the most advanced, offered their best cooked food to the Lord. बाजार से ला के नहीं, that is third class. They offered their best cooked food to the Lord. राजा राजा महिषी वृंदा पात्र मित्र गना नीलाचल वासी यथा छोटा बड़ा जना. These devotees included the kings, Raja, Raja Mahishi, which is the queens, that is Patra, his ministers, Mitra Gana, his friends, and all other Nilachal Vasi Yata Chota Bada Jana, all other big and small residents of Jagannath Puri. All of them cooked and brought so many offerings for Lord Jagannath. Nana Deshera Deshiyata Yatrika Jana Nija Nija Bhogataha Kare Samarpana. Not only the residents of Nilachal, all the visitors who had come from different countries to Jagannath Puri. Different countries to Jagannath Puri. As well as the local devotees offered their personally cooked food to the Lord. So the Lord is looking for what we have personally cooked for him. आगे पीछे दुई परशे पुष्पोद्यान बने, यही यहाँ पाए लगाए नाही का नियमे. The devotees offered their food everywhere, in front of the car and behind it. इतना भोग लेके आए, जितने गण उतने सबके हाथ में भगवान के लिए ऑफर. Front of the car, behind it, on the two sides, and within the flower garden. Wherever possible, they made their offering to the Lord, for there were no hard and fast rules. भोगेरा समाये लोकेरा महाभीड़ा होइला, नृत्य छाड़ी महाप्रभु उपवने गेला. While the food was being offered, a large crowd of people gathered. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped his dancing and went to a nearby mountain. प्रेमावेश महाप्रभु उपवने पाया, पुष्पोद्याने गृह पिंडाय रहिला पड़िया. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the garden and immersed in great aesthetic emotion, fell flat on a raised platform there. Why? नित्य परिश्रमे प्रभुरा देहा घना घर्मा, सुगंधि शीतल वायु करे ना सेवना. The Lord was very much fatigued from the hard labor of dancing, and there was perspiration all over his body. He therefore enjoyed the fragrant cool breeze of the garden. Yata bhakta kirtaniya asiya arame prati vriksha tale sabha karena vishrame yad yad adarati sreshta tattav eva tarojana. All the devotees who had been performing Sankirtan came there and took rest under each and every tree. Eita kahina prabhur maha sankirtana jagannathe rage yaiche karila nartana. Thus I have performed the great performance of congregational chanting by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as he danced in front of Lord Jagannath. Ratha agrete prabhu yaiche karila nartana chaitanyas Caitanyastake Rupa Gosai Karyache Varnana. In his prayer known as Caitanya Ashtaka, Srila Rupa Goswami has given a vivid description of Lord's dancing before the car of Jagannath. Sri Rupa Goswami composed 3 prayers with the title Caitanya Ashtaka. The verse next quoted is text 7 from the first of Caitanya Ashtaka prayers, which are included in this book, Stavamala. Ratha arudasya adhipadvi नीलाचले पति अधप्रा प्रेमोर्मी स्फुरिता नतन्नोल्लास विश्वः सहर्षं गयाद्भि परिव्रता तनुर्वैष्णवा जाने सचैतन्य किम्मा पुनरपि दृश्योर्यस्यति पदम. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced down the main road. Main road is what? Bada Danda. Bada Danda. In great ecstasy before Lord Jagannath, the master of Nilachal, who was sitting on his car. Overwhelmed by the transcendental bliss of dancing and surrounded by Vaishnava who sang the holy names, he manifested waves of ecstatic love of Godhead. When will Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again be visible to my vision? Iha yehi sune Sri Chaitanya paye Sudrida Vishwasa Saha Prema Bhakti hoye. Now here, Shruti Phala. 4 of you are hearing for the last 4 days. Today is the 4th day. Anyone who hears the description of the car festival will attain Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yehi sune sei Sri Chaitanya paye. He will also attain the elevated state by which we will have firm conviction in devotional service and love of Godhead. Sudrida Vishwasa Saha Prema Bhakti hoy. This is the blessing given by Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. It cannot go waste. It cannot be false. Shri Rupa Raghunath Pade Yara Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Das. Praying to the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I Krishna Das narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 13th chapter, describing Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic dancing at Lord Jagannath's car festival. Shri Rath Yatra Mahotsav ki jai. Today Rath Yatra is over. Hare Krishna. Priyanka, you heard that song which I sent, that bhajan?
Yes, Prabhuji.
हाँ?
Yes, Prabhuji, सुना.
और रविंदर आपने भी सुना?
प्रभु जी मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला आज सुन पाया.
अरे भैया एक बार सुन लो, उसके बाद तो छोड़ोगे नहीं. इतना सुंदर है वो. It is so melodious and such a divine glorification of the Lord. अभी मैंने इसको सीक्रेट रखा है. जिस दिन पुरुषोत्तम के घर में भगवान जगन्नाथ का फेस्टिवल होगा, उस दिन पिटारा खोलेंगे। ठीक है, उसका लिरिक्स आपको लिखना पड़ेगा क्योंकि कहीं है नहीं। आप ढूंढ लो जितना मर्जी, कहीं नहीं मिलेगा उसका लिरिक्स, कहीं है ही नहीं। आपको पहले हिंदी में लिखना पड़ेगा, फिर उसको इंग्लिश में लिखना पड़ेगा। और इंग्लिश में लिखोगी तो आप प्रभुपाद के इसे फोलियो से देखना उसकी स्पेलिंग। ठीक है, नहीं तो उड़िया टच आ जाएगा। हाँ, ओ वी को बी बना देंगे। अभी मैं एक बंदे से मिला कुछ दिन पहले, हाँ, उसका नाम था शिवाशीष। शिवाशीष। तो मैंने उससे पूछा, भाई ये शिवाशीष क्या होता है? मैंने शुभाशीष सुना है। हाँ, ये शिवाशीष क्या होता है? बोला ये शिव जी का ब्लेसिंग है। मैंने कहा शिव जी का स्पेलिंग क्या होता है? बोला SHIPA। मैं कहा तू मुड़िया है क्या? बोला नहीं, हम लोग ऐसा ही लिखता है। वेरी वेरी नेक्टरी। And today we discussed this. Actually, we should hear it before Rath Yatra. This is what I am feeling. रथ यात्रा से पहले करना चाहिए। भूल जाते हैं, हमको याद बात नहीं रहता है, स्मरण नहीं रहता है। लेकिन अभी तक एक बार भी हमने ये वाला चैप्टर पढ़ा नहीं था पूरा। अभी पढ़ा तो what is the mood of pulling the chariot? That is the mood of Srimati Radharani. Inviting Krishna to come to Vrindavan and crying tears of separation. Then we can pull the chariot. नहीं तो ऐसे ही खाली उछल कूद के लिए, मस्ती के लिए करते हैं। ओ दैट इज नॉट रथ यात्रा फेस्टिवल। ओके, सो कल भाई टिकट बुकिंग करें। कल 25 तारीख है। एंड you'll be very happy. I am very happy. Krishna is so kind. Yesterday I spoke to devotees in Chennai, and they told me we will be able to cover entire Chennai, 4 places in just 5 to 6 hours. And they told me there is no need to stay in Chennai, directly go to Kanchipuram. And most amazing, I got a reference. In my phone, there was a number of a Pujari of Lord Varadaraj, Ranganath Bhatta. I had met him in 2014. I called him today. And he picked up the phone and he was so happy. He said, please come, I will take you personally to all the places. There are 14 Divya Desham in Kanchipuram. And he says you at least stay for 2 days. Okay. Pradeep, what is your plan?
I will join probably.
So you should join from Chennai.
Good.
Yeah, the day we are reaching Chennai, come in the morning. Because when we reach Chennai, we reach at 6:35 in the morning. And first place we will go is Parthasarathi temple. It is very near to the station. I have worked out the logistics, the location, the mapping, everything I have worked out. So at 7:30 we will be in Parthasarathi temple. That is the best time to go, morning time. Okay. And from there we go to the ISKCON temple with quite distance. It is almost 25 kilometers away from there. From north we go to the south. And from there we go to Mahabalipuram. Have you heard about Mahabalipuram?
Good.
There it is a Divya Desham and it is also sea, very beautiful, seashore and beach is there. If you all want, you can have sea bath. And then from there is Varahadev temple. It is called Nitya Kalyan Varaha temple. And from there we go to Kanchipuram. So we try and reach Kanchipuram by 6 p.m. And in the evening at 8 p.m. there is very special Shayan Darshan that we will see there. It is all on 27th itself. The 27th and 28th we will stay in Kanchipuram, and 29th and 30 we will stay in Tirupati. And first morning we will depart from Tirupati and reach Ahobala. That is the day Yatra begins. So all of it will be covered. Okay, you have spoken to others also. रम्या, आपने ममता से बात की हुई है ना? आपने कहा था ममता जाएगी, ठीक है?
हरे
उसको बोलो वो कैसे आएगी, वो कहाँ पे है, भुवनेश्वर में है? हाँ, तो मानिनी माता जी भी जाना चाहती है, वो दोनों साथ में आ सकते हैं। भुवनेश्वर से चेन्नई आना पड़ेगा,
बात
तो
कर
उनको,
लोगे दोनों।
हाँ तो उनको सुबह 6 बजे से पहले आना पड़ेगा। हम रुक नहीं सकते, टाइम नहीं है बिल्कुल 1 मिनट भी वेस्ट करने के लिए, एक दूसरे का वेट नहीं कर सकते। प्रदीप, यू ऑल्सो यू हैव टू रीच बिफोर वी रीच। ओके, एंड वी विल बी गोइंग टू चेन्नई सेंट्रल, द मेन स्टेशन, and you ask others also. Dayashil, you speak to Ramakrishna.
बात किया था प्रभु जी, एक बार रिमाइंड करवा दूंगा।
नहीं तो अब
बोले
टिकट
तो
करना है ना भैया, उनको
ठीक
टिकट
है,
करना
ठीक है।
पड़ेगा।
ठीक।
Pradeep, you will come with your family. You come with your family. How far is Chennai from Bangalore? It is very near.
Yes, Prabhuji. 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours.
4 hours.
4 to 5 hours.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. So if you start in the night, you will reach there early morning.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay, and who else can come? Just think. You see, Ravinder, आप ना पिछली बार की साउथ इंडिया यात्रा का वो निकाल लो, कौन कौन गया था?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, उसमें जो कुबेर प्रभु के साथ कुछ लोग गए थे, हम उड़ीसा, तो वो लोग तो नहीं आएंगे कांग्रेशन में।
हाँ नहीं, वो तो नहीं पॉसिबल।
और बाकी हमारा ग्रुप में जो है उनका 2 मदर एंड मदर इन लोग गए थे, ये गोपाल प्रभु का।
अच्छा, नहीं वो तो नहीं ले जा पाएंगे, वो तो बुजुर्ग लोग।
और इसमें ये दयाशील प्रभु का जो फ्रेंड्स है रामकृष्ण प्रभु, वो आए थे वहीं पे,
हम्म,
वो एक थे वहीं से। और जो एक्स्ट्रा लोग थे वो कुबेर प्रभु का ग्रुप का थे, और कोई ऐसा नहीं है।
अच्छा, नहीं नहीं, वो IRI के स्टूडेंट्स भी थे काफी। दीपांकर गया था, और दो
दीपंकर,
girls-
श्रेया और
अच्छा रम्या, श्रेया कहाँ पे है अभी? तुम्हारा बात हुआ था ना? अरे इसी बहाने बुलाओ उसको, कि अगर वो आ सकती है तो।
ममता ममता बोल रही थी कि वो श्रेया को मनाएगी और दोनों आएंगे।
हाँ तो ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा है। और एक और लड़की थी ना पहले, उसका नाम भूल गया मैं, उसका मैरिज हो गया था,
निक्की,
निक्की। हाँ वो भी गई थी।
वो नहीं आ पाएगी प्रभु।
अच्छा चलो ठीक है, जिसके लिए पॉसिबल है देख लो, पूछ लो। ठीक है, जो लोग आना चाहे बुला लो। और आपने किसका नाम लिखा था रविंदर? अरे यार,
प्रभु जी जो वृंदावन आते हैं ना हर साल, उनके नाम लिखा था।
वृंदावन कौन आता है?
वो मदर और उनका फादर, 2 4 3 4 लोग नहीं आते हैं बरहमपुर से।
अच्छा अच्छा, वो लोग ले आओ यार। तो आपने एक ही नाम क्यों लिखा है?
नहीं, एक ही आएंगे, वो इतना है, ये कर नहीं पाएंगे एक्सपेंसिव।
वो अकेले आएंगे?
हाँ।
ये कैसे की क्या बात हुई यार? वो अपनी फैमिली कैसे छोड़ के आएंगे? तो वो अकेले कैसे आएंगे?
कैसे तो क्या
वो पता
बताएं।
नहीं इसके पास साउथ इंडिया कब होगा यार। तो मेरा
हाँ,
इतना एज हो गया, एक ही
हाँ।
बार साउथ इंडिया गया, अब ये दूसरी बार है, वो भी 4 साल के बाद है। ऐसे तो कभी जाने का चांस ही नहीं बनता है। चलो देख
चांस।
लो, मेरा मेरा थॉट ये है कि हम 25 सीटर वाली बस करेंगे, मिनी बस। तो 25 लोग तक हम ले सकते हैं, 25 नहीं तो 23 24 तो हो ही जाए। ठीक है, बस इतना ही बड़ा ग्रुप रखेंगे, नॉट मोर देन 25, मैक्सिमम 25।
अभी सोनिका माता जी का मैसेज आया था, वो मना कर रही है।
अच्छा, वो तो मना कर ही रही है, वो तो वो दिखी।
और कोई माता जी हो सकते हैं बात करे, तो क्या पता नहीं क्या।
और कौन सी माता जी बात करेगी? प्रियंका बात करेगी और कौन करेगी?
रम्या माता जी हैं।
रम्या कर लेगी, इसमें क्या है? चलो ठीक है, आप लोग देख लो, ट्राई कर लो, इनवाइट कर लो, जिसका सौभाग्य है चलेगा। कल आप उससे बात कर लेना, संजीत प्रभु से, संदीपनी शिष्य होगी।
उनसे बात तो किया था, पहले से मैंने बोला था,
अच्छा
और
अच्छा
वो नहीं जा पाएंगे, पहले ही बताए थे।
अच्छा अच्छा, चलो ठीक है, फिर जितने लोग हैं हम लोग चलेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्री रथ यात्रा महामहोत्सव की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद। कल क्या है? कल सैटरडे है ना? कल तो स्पिरिचुअल साइंटिस्ट होगा भैया, इनविटेशन दे देना, मैं आ जाऊंगा। कल एकादशी भी है, मालूम है ना सबको? हाँ, अभी सो जाना तुरंत, तो सवेरे उठ के कम से कम 32 राउंड करना भाई, 32 से कम कोई मत करना, ठीक है? सुन रहे हो पुरुषोत्तम? तुम तो आधा सो ही रहे हो लग रहा है, सो जाओ। प्रसाद प्रसाद पा लिए हो ना?
जी तो
तो अभी सो जाओ, सुबह जल्दी उठो, और इधर उधर कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, बैठ के जपा करो। कल सवेरे 5 से 8 तो पक्का ही है, 5 से 8 करो, 25 राउंड हो जाएगा। एक बार 25 आपने कर लिया तो बाकी 7 राउंड और हो जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। और आप कितना करोगी ये मोहा? कल एकादशी है। हाँ, और सुनाई नहीं दिया मुझे, इतनी धीरे से बोली है। 5, 5, 8 करो, 8, 8, ठीक है, 8 राउंड्स। हरे कृष्णा। अच्छा दयाशील, कल याद रखना, सुनो सुनो, हम IRA वालों को भी पूछ लेंगे, अगर कोई चलना चाहता है तो ले चलेंगे वृंदावन। अगले सैटरडे तो हम रहेंगे नहीं ना, सैटरडे संडे, याद दिलाना मुझे जरूर से।
प्रभु जी, ट्रेन बुकिंग ओपन ऑन 27।
प्रभु जी, एक बार वो ग्रुप जो बनाते हैं ना प्रभु जी, वो वगैरह सब डिटेल एक बार बता देंगे ना, सही रहेगा, क्योंकि पूछेंगे लोग कब से कब तक है यात्रा, डिटेल
आपको
पूछेंगे।
प्रभु जी बताया ना, मुझे भी
समझ रहे हो
उतना ही
प्रभु जी?
पता है। जो प्रभु जी अभी बताया उतना मुझे ही पता है, वो
आप
संडे जाएंगे तो हम डिटेल लिख के मैं बना सकते हैं।
प्रभु जी ओवलम 1 तारीख को
और
पहुंच
बोलो,
जाएंगे ना,
फास्ट
वहां कितना दिन?
5 डेज,
अच्छा, 5
फाइव
डेज।
डेज है। हाँ,
ठीक है प्रभु जी, ठीक है।
बाकी हो गया यहाँ से चेन्नई। चेन्नई का वन वन डे ही है, डे ही डे है। रात को हम कांचीपुरम चले जाएंगे। कांचीपुरम 2 नाइट्स हो गया, 2 डेज हो गया। उसके बाद तिरुपति 2 नाइट्स का है। फिर बाकी जो
जी
है उधर। और बोलो।
जी प्रभु जी, ठीक है प्रभु, थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण।
27 सितंबर से है ना बोल जी?
प्रभु जी 25।
20, आप तो 27 बोला था ना प्रभु
ट्वेंटी
जी,
फिफ्थ हाँ, ट्वेंटी
चेन्नई।
फिफ्थ में हम यहाँ से निकलेंगे, तो 27 को पहुंचेंगे मॉर्निंग। तो आपके लिए तो है 27 को पहुंचना होगा, आएंगे तो। ठीक है, हरे कृष्ण।